As I stand here physically, I have to admit that my thoughts are drifting mentally. Now, don't get me wrong, because I love this sea of beautiful faces, but my mind keeps drifting back to faces and places I'll see next week. Because in fifth aisle, fourth row, third seat, I'll see Brandon, LaShonda, Hasim and Cassandra, Kathy, Tron, and Patrice. And I pray they'll be dreaming themselves and seeing themselves as enlightened souls who can be themselves in ways this world can't seem to fathom. See, I teach, and I teach in a school that I feel is a place of beauty. I see it as my duty to help wise beings come through birth canals of mental elevation. In spite of starvation, the nation puts the youth through. Because even with their parents working 2 jobs, nearly 50% of my kids are on free lunch, when all they really want is free minds. And that was the irony of legislations like No Child Left Behind changed standards so that banners could be lifted and more politicians could say, look what we did for the disenfranchised. Gave them more words, more promises, and more photo ops. When funds for education are siphoned from our nation, what happens to children seeking truth and inspiration? And some may think that this is a piece, not a piece about suburbanite or urbanite high-class glory, because working-class Section 8 immigrants tell half my children's story. But no, this piece is not about victim mentality conditions, and all of the educational and political pundits are entitled to their opinions. And I would be remiss if I failed to mention that some of my students should pay more attention and listen and be on time and stop ending up in juvenile detention. But I'm on the front line in this war for their minds, and until those on the sidelines step into a room and walk in my shoes and see how the hearts of these children get steadily consumed by consumerism, classism, racism, sexism, I respectfully ask that they stop with this ivory tower criticism and put their hearts and their hands to use and start throwing more dollars at buildings, at schools where these children they crucify can learn to ascend. Because from LA to Atlanta to the NYC, there's teachers and students fulfilling prophecy. And I know because each day I hear 6 different languages and 12 different dialects, children from all over showing love and respect for each other and learning and history and culture, trying to keep minds focused as they fend off the vultures of a society that wants to talk about the failings of the children rather than talk of how it's failing its own children. So that's why my mind keeps drifting back to faces and places I'll see next week. Because in fifth aisle, fourth row, third seat, I'll see Brandon, LaShonda, Hasim and Cassandra, Kathy, Tron, and Patrice. And I pray they'll be dreaming themselves and seeing themselves as enlightened souls who can be themselves in ways this world can't seem to fathom. Because from LA to Atlanta to the NYC, children like these will fulfill prophecy. If from LA to Atlanta to the NYC, ones like we stand up and help them fulfill their dreams.